As a student, I'm consistently told that I can't wait until graduation to think about job placement. I'm also told that my future will be largely based on the impressions I make and the network of people I build on my way to my degree. If I'm going to go anywhere in my professional life, sowing the interpersonal seeds that will eventually blossom into a fulfilling career needs to happen now. Admittedly, that's a lot easier said than done, especially in the case of an online student. Leaving a lasting impression when I'm not afforded the luxury of meeting people face to face and speaking with them feels like an insurmountable obstacle that could eventually stonewall my attempts to get somewhere in life. The truth of the matter is, if I want to build the bridge that leads from my educational path to my professional one, I need to find a way to stand out in an industry where a relevant degree is increasingly becoming the norm. Connecting with important figures, fostering conversation, and leaving a lasting impression stands to be of greater benefit than someone seeing even a 4.0 grade point average on my resume. So, how does one find success as a game design student in an industry filled with people who fully admit that their educational focus was nowhere near the realm of video games? Seth Killian, lead game designer at Sony Santa Monica and former Capcom community manager, holds a PhD in philosophy and was actually a professor before his love for fighting games led him to be at the helm of the fighting game revitalization of the last few years. Development is one thing. A person can go to school for computer science and build the skills necessary to code for a video game developer while still having skills relevant to web design, system administration, IT, social media marketing, the list goes on. Sure, there's a lot of self study necessary to hone one's coding to the realm of video games, but that's a normal occurrence in any coding field. One has to keep up with developing technology if they want to keep their skill set relevant to rapidly evolving needs of the technological age. Game design, comparatively, is a field where one's focus needs to be more centered. So, for this assignment, I'm detailing the ways that I can reach out to the gaming industry while aiming for my degree. What tools do I have at my disposal to make my presence known preemptively? I need to be prepared to use any and all of them if I want to get my foot in the door to my desired industry and provide for my family. The first one's obvious: social media. Gaming has become an industry filled with online information. Any and all press releases or announcements get made online if it doesn't happen at a big event, and if it does happen at a big event, the information will get relayed online anyway. Our first course as online students was digital literacy. It tried to stress the importance of establishing a strong presence on the internet and using the tools available to increase our viability in an increasingly digital world. Video games are a digital medium that are increasingly becoming an online experience day by day. If we want to fit in as game designers, we're going to have to be able to express ourselves in the medium that our customers feel most comfortable listening to us in. Social media tools such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, WordPress, if used correctly, could grant you access to game studios by sheer mutual association, even Tumblr. A personal friend of mine, Kyle Mercury, worked as an event production specialist for Harmonix and Nintendo. By associating with him via LinkedIn and Twitter, I've managed to speak with and establish lines of connection to Harmonix and Supergiant Games. A quick point of trivia: Darren Korb, sound director for Supergiant Games, actually helped fund the production for their hit game Bastion by winning numerous Harmonix-sponsored rock band tournaments hosted and facilitated by Kyle Mercury. As for Twitter, follow studios to keep up with their updates and provide feedback when you can. They may not respond to everyone, but they do read a lot of the hashtags and mentions directed at them. Some of them even put up job postings. If you don't want to follow every single studio, you can put them into a list and peruse it once or twice a day. I've also made a point to become involved with as many industry events as possible. Anything that will allow volunteers or applicants to work in an event, whether it be comic books or video games or movies, anything that I find interesting, I want to volunteer and I want to be there. I worked as an enforcer for PAX East this year, allowing me to meet with and speak with people from Riot Games, Drinkbox Studios, Sega, Hi-Rez, and a number of other development groups. All I had to do to get that opportunity is go to Penny Arcade and see that they were searching for volunteers. Any opportunity to work at an event helps one stand out from a general attendee. Also, by working PAX East, my wife met with the community manager for the video game news site DualShockers. Through her, I landed a staff writing gig for the New York-based website. While the gig itself is unpaid, it grants me opportunities to go to industry events and previews of games months in advance. In the last month alone, I've been granted personal meetings with designers and producers at Sega, Ubisoft, Gearbox Software, and Superbot Entertainment. Getting to meet with the likes of Carl Shedd, lead level designer at Gearbox, or Daniel Maniago, decorated fighting game veteran and community manager at Superbot Studios, is far more FaceTime than I could have ever imagined. Also, I've become involved with whatever community exists in the games that I enjoy, especially in the cases of multiplayer games. It's not a matter of arguing with noobs or showing off your great kill streaks. Just provide solid information and help people improve. Fostering community growth does get noticed and is appreciated. Aaron Weber, brand manager at Sega, got his start by moderating the official Phantasy Star Online forums. Leia Jackson, who works over at XPlay on G4, has a long forum history on the FF11 Endgame forum Blue Garter. Contribute, participate, it can only help. Through all of this, I hope to stand out in this faceless mass of students. Contribute, and that's it for me. I apply for internships, volunteer, I follow studios and personalities through social media. I try to go to as many events as possible, either as media or as a worker, and I participate in online communities. Having the chance to do all of this, I hope that I will finally land a job in a development studio after I graduate. Hopefully, before I graduate. If I can get a job as a community manager and talking to fans and doing what I love to do, it'd be a perfect ending to my educational path. I thank you for your time. My name is Paul Sen, and this has been my PechaKucha presentation for design tools.